In our pursuit of truth and knowledge, we often encounter the notion that if something works, it must be right. This pragmatic argument suggests that the efficacy or success of an idea, method, or belief determines its correctness. However, it is essential to recognize that mere effectiveness does not guarantee moral, ethical, or logical validity. This article delves into the limitations of the pragmatic argument, emphasizing the importance of critical thinking and ethical considerations in assessing the rightness of an action or belief. The fallacy of the pragmatic argument. The pragmatic argument relies on the assumption that if a particular course of action leads to desired outcomes, it must be morally and logically sound. However, this oversimplification neglects crucial aspects such as the underlying principles, ethical implications, and long-term consequences of the action or belief in question. Success, in the pragmatic sense, does not automatically confer moral or ethical integrity. Ethics and morality. Ethical principles provide a framework for evaluating the rightness or wrongness of actions. Merely focusing on the effectiveness of an action ignores the ethical considerations that should guide our decision-making. For instance, a business strategy that generates substantial profits might be effective, but if it involves exploiting vulnerable communities or disregarding environmental sustainability, it cannot be considered morally right. Unintended consequences. Assessing the rightness of an action solely based on its immediate outcomes fails to account for potential long-term repercussions. An action that appears effective in the short term might lead to unintended consequences or create new problems down the line. A myopic focus on immediate results can blind us to the broader implications and undermine the overall well-being of individuals or society. Subjectivity of outcomes. Determining the effectiveness of an action or belief is subjective and can vary depending on individual perspectives and goals. What may seem effective for one person or group may not necessarily hold true for others. Different contexts, cultural norms, and personal values shape our perceptions of success. Hence, relying solely on outcomes to determine rightness fails to acknowledge the inherent subjectivity in evaluating effectiveness. The importance of critical thinking. Critical thinking encourages a more comprehensive evaluation of actions and beliefs, going beyond their immediate outcomes. It involves questioning assumptions, considering different perspectives, and assessing the underlying principles and ethical implications. By engaging in critical thinking, we can discern the nuances and complexities that go beyond mere effectiveness, leading to more informed and ethical decision-making. Conclusion. While effectiveness and success can be important factors in evaluating actions or beliefs, they alone cannot determine their rightness. The pragmatic argument, which suggests that if something works, it must be right, overlooks crucial ethical considerations, unintended consequences, and the subjectivity of outcomes. To make informed and morally sound decisions, we must employ critical thinking, taking into account the underlying principles, long-term consequences, and ethical implications of our actions. By doing so, we can strive for a more comprehensive understanding of what is truly right and just. The pragmatic argument.